Well, good evening, everybody. I think there's what, four so far. We'll get a few more minutes and see if anybody else hops on. I don't know why it came across as it's all about your questions and Q&A tonight, because that's not what it's about. It's about road trip fun, essential kind of stuff. So I have no clue why it came across that way, right? But it's what it is. Oh, good. I was just, it's funny, Connie. I was just going to say, who is on tonight? And then Connie says, good evening. Good evening to you as well. Oh. Hopefully everybody has had a wonderful week so far. So there's only 3 on, but hopefully maybe somebody will pop in here. I don't know. So, but oh, hey Levi, that is wonderful. Oh, he's on YouTube. I like it when people come from YouTube, I guess. Whatever. I lost my thought there, but oh well, right. Now Connie, Levi, and there's at least 2 more floating around out there. I've already had enough coffee today, but what's another cup or 3 by midnight, right? Oh, well, hopefully everybody has out shooting something. I might go out here in a little bit. I don't know. I kind of got a couple ideas that I want to photograph tonight, maybe. Plus, I just got the itch to go, photograph something, so I might as well. Oh, hey, Robin. Is going well for the most part, I would say. Just working ahead, trying to figure out what I'm going to do, not do. And some weird, ungodly reason, I'm super infatuated with the Fuji GF, one of those bodies and lenses lately, and I don't know why. So I was looking at them. I need one of those like I need a hole in the head, but it is tempting, but I don't need it. I don't know. I don't need 2 different systems. I was thinking about a Z6 III when that comes out from Nikon this week, but who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if it's $3,000 for that camera. If it is, why not save up $500 more and get a Z8? Oh, Levi says, going through all my photos from last weekend's trip to North Shore of Minnesota. That's funny, Levi, because I'm not used to having a job where I have so much vacation time. Oh, Robin says, because they are fantastic, you need it. Sell the old ones. I know, right? But then I have a lot to get rid of, and then probably nowhere near enough money to buy all the lenses. I need at least something around 200 millimeters, and then at least a equivalent of 24 to 70. But oh yes, I saw Robin's comment, squirrel. Yes, Levi says the GFX looks pretty great, but I'm happy with the Fuji X system. I had the chance to shoot one of the GF series quite a while ago, and I wasn't super impressed with it, but I only had it for a day, so I can't make a decision off something I had less than probably 12 hours. But yeah, so I don't know. It's something. I found there's some pretty decently used ones on there, but I don't want 102 megapixels. I know there's the 50 megapixel version, but I don't know. It's a wish and a want, not a need. So I think this just gives me something to do. And it's funny that you mentioned, Levi, that you're going through all your photos from last weekend's trip to North Shore. I actually thought about somehow heading up that way, taking 2 days off of work. I'm not used to, it seems like no matter how much PTO I take, it just keeps accruing crazy, like rabbits. It's great, but I'm not used to taking off all that time. But I should do a short little trip this summer. I said the last couple of years I was just going to drive around Iowa too, and I really should do that. So, but instead of leaving the state, but I don't know. So, but we got 6 on here. Who else is on here? We got Robin, Levi. Robin says they're quite confusing to set up, but I'm really liking the 100S with the 30 millimeter tilt shift. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I almost rented one for my Route 66 trip, but it was going to be a lot of cash. I think really the other reason I was kind of wanting one is I love the my wife just texted me, your shelves look fake. She must be watching my live. But where's it going? Oh, it's the Fujifilm simulation, man. That's why everybody gets. I'd be happy with like an older X100F or one of the new ones, but those things are so popular. And some of them are going more used than they were new. So, you know. Hello, Corey. How are you? I'll definitely let you know, Levi, if I'm up your way. You don't have to apologize that you didn't reach out when you're in Cedar Rapids. You're good. Yeah, Robin says you don't use any of that. Yeah, I don't know. I like them. I use them to tweak, but you know. So, well, you know, we might as well get started for the evening. This is not probably going to be very long unless I ramble, which I'm really good at that. But if you got any trips or any questions like road trip essentials or how did I do something or why do I do something or an idea, throw them at me. I love Q&As more than anything else. So, but yeah, I finally got over my cold. I don't wake up with a sore throat every day and all that nasty stuff. So today has been the first wonderful day. So I don't have to worry about that crap while talking. But it was great that Robin did the talking last week, so I didn't have to. But no, yeah. So I don't know. There's something else I was going to say, and I don't remember what it was. Well, don't much matter. So, yeah, that's what it was. I was just writing f-stop articles today for a couple. I was writing my second one, which I think posts in a week or so, and my other one should be up in a couple of days. So definitely an interesting experience, enjoying it so far, but I have the fear of running out of content. So I have lots of rambling pages on my computer right now, of ideas. So, or a thought. Someday maybe I'll read that thought and then I'll pop something up. Holy moly. Let's see here. So there we are. Hopefully everybody, I'm trying to get used to this whole new like setup here. No, that's not what I want. Because they changed all these little like nuances about this whole like, that's not what I want either. I wonder what happened to my presentation one. Well, it don't much matter because no one needs to see me while I talk, I guess. I don't know. But, well, you know, technology, it's great when you have it. And then that's what I keep doing. Oh my God, it's like a hot mess over here. Bear with me here. No, I don't know why it does that, but oh well. Oh, actually, hold on. There we are. Just weird things. So lens to luggage, right? So if you've got questions on road trip essentials and so on and so forth, or things or thoughts, throw them out there because, like I said, I'd rather do some Q&A too because I only got about 12 slides, less than that actually. So let's get started here. So obviously, tonight will be about essential road trip gear. So these were things that I thought of that made my life a lot easier on my Route 66 trip, and then other, trips kind of in general that I take, short trips, things like that. So, it's one of those things where why work harder, work smarter. So it's one of those. It's almost like the way I do my road trips is I'm very like archaic because like I sleep in the SUV and I will sleep at a hotel or somewhere or stuff like that, maybe on occasion. But a lot of this is I literally live, eat, and work from this vehicle 24 hours a day. So like I've got a few things on here and some things I've had in the past that I got rid of that I brought back recently. So I will get started with the first one. Look, this is probably my favorite chargers of all. I think it's Honol. I don't know how they pronounce it, but it's a Pro Cube 2. So way back in the day when I was a Photo Pro, one of our sales reps came in. He's like, I got this battery charger for you. And I'm like, yeah, no. I got enough chargers. I got ProMaster chargers. I got Nikon chargers. All the name brands. I don't need another one. So he's like, you'll love it. And I'm like, so he was a super nice guy. And he like literally sold me one at like way under cost to put it in my hands. So what I love about this is right now, I think I'm sitting on about over in that corner, about 10 batteries for my mirrorless. And I hate the Nikon chargers are super expensive, right? Or your OEM chargers are always god awful expensive when it comes to what they are really, right? And, Levi says join the Facebook Live instead of YouTube Live. Either way, same info, right? So he brought this over and I'm like, okay. And this is the Cube 2. So I had the original one ages ago and I lost some ungodly reason my charger to my Nikon D750. So when I upgraded to the 850, I had to give my wonderful friend Justin Camp down at US Camera Pro in Texas a battery charger. So I had to give up my Pro Cube 2. Now they run about $90, but what I'll tell you is I can charge 2 batteries at once. There's also a USB-A, and I think with the new one, possibly a USB-C port in it. So what was awesome with this while I was on my trip, it charged 2 batteries at once, and the bottom's kind of rubbery so it doesn't slide. So I actually used this to, I sat it on the dash of the Nissan Rogue, and then it comes with an AC adapter, which is normal for your 110 volt, whatever the hell, wall, not electrician. But the one that goes in your car, right? So I literally just ran the cable down the dash and plugged it into the car charger port thingy down there, and I had total battery. So I could be shooting along, like, oh, my battery's dead, so pull out a new one, or it's getting low. I never run a battery completely dead. And when it gets down to about 2 bars, I go and charge it. So I could slap it into this charger, and I had 2 at a time. So I could be driving down the road at any given time and have 2 batteries charging, which was super nice. Because then they're charged. I throw them back in my camera, and the 2 that are in my camera, because I run a vertical power grip in my Z6 too. I would take those out, throw them in the charger, and I was really cycling. And I bought a bunch of extra chargers or batteries for my trip because I didn't know how often I was going to be able to charge. And then I realized, well, crap, I've got this thing. I'll take it with. So it wasn't the easiest thing to travel on the plane with because it's bulky. I mean, it's big and square, but it was super nice. They make them for a whole bunch of them, like different brands. And what's super cool is in the top, that plate is replaceable. So let's say for some reason Nikon gets rid of the ENEL 15 battery in 3 generations of new cameras in the future, and they come out with, let's just call it some weird thing, right? ENEL 16. You can usually get a plate for that, and the plate pops in there and connects, and you can switch out your different brands of battery, or different models of battery. This also comes with the top of this. There's 4 little magnets, and it magnets to the top of this, and I can charge 4 AA batteries in it. The other thing that's super cool is the Nikon ENEL 15 version of this also charges the ENEL 25, which is the Nikon Z30, which I currently use to stream with, which is super nice as well. So I can charge this one up and throw it in there, but I don't, so it's going to be one of those things if I'm driving down the road. I really bought the Nikon Z30 as a content camera, and I never make content. Imagine that. But it's stuff that I can just swap out, right? It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So the Pro Cube is super awesome. They run about $90 on average. I almost thought about buying another one just so I could charge 4 batteries at once in the office. I just recently made a charging station in my corner. I have a metal pegboard over there, and it's got a shelf on it, and it sets my wireless mic on it, and it charges, and I run the wires through and down behind I have a giant Husky toolbox that I keep all my printing supplies, and my printers sit on top of it over there. So it floats out above that, and then I got a basket that fits in there, so all my charged batteries go on the top, so then I know they're charged. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so I do that. So that's nice, and I could sit 2 or 3 across that. But for $90, it's a steal of a deal when it comes down to being able to charge batteries, and they charge fast. Because there was times when I was out on the road, I was on the road for 2 hours, right? 2-3 hours straight, really not much stopping. So I had a good source of continuous power going to this guy. So yeah, look them up. They're super nice. Well worth like every flipping penny. So because, you know, a Nikon battery charger these days probably going to cost you like $69-$70. So, you know, this is a little bit more, but I can charge 2 batteries versus 1. So the Honnold Pro Cube 2, everybody should, I think, have at least one. So this little guy, oh boy. So when I'm on the road, this is a power inverter, so I can plug my laptop straight into this because this plugs right into the electrical outlet thingy majigger hopper, whatever you want to call it, in a vehicle. So then I can run my full power my laptop. So when I was on Route 66 one night, you know, every night I would get to the camping site or the RV park or wherever I was staying, and I'd throw my camera bag upside down on the passenger seat, and I'd throw my laptop on top of it, and I'd put stuff out on the dash, and it was like a mobile office, right? So I could back up my images each night. Well, I got to have power, right? I mean, everything eats power these days like crazy. So I turn around and have a continuous power source. I actually had this prior to the Cube 2 because I used to be able to put this into my truck or in a rental vehicle, plug my phone into the left, which had a USB port, and then above it has a USB-C. So I could charge a cell phone off it and other things. I could then plug my laptop or my Nikon battery charger. Now I've got like this whole thing daisy chained up. I got all stuff sticking on it. So this is primarily used now for any like power source, usually for my laptop. So you can get these with multiple like household outlets on it. I just need one because all I'm doing is plugging my MacBook Air into it and rolling from there. So it makes a nice source of power. Or if for some reason you do have something that you need an household charge port, whatever you want to call it, plug into, you can plug it in from there. So it's just one of those. And you know, this thing runs about like $30 for this one. You can get them at Target. This is where I got mine. They're all over Amazon, things like that. So super nice little thing to have in your kit. There's always one. I actually had one, and I don't know where it went. That's why I bought this one. This one has a cable or a cord. The old one I had would like click up and down, but it doesn't work well in my truck because what I call the cigarette lighter, you know, way back in the day when you had a cigarette lighter in your vehicle still. Now it's just a port. That's inside my console of the truck, and it doesn't fit well in there. And so now this one actually can plug it in and then run the cord out through the little hole in my console and then run it out. So it's a super nice little thing. I mean, you can get some at 2 or 3. I mean, there are a lot more. Mary just said she just hopped on. What's the picture? This is the, I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's a power inverter. So you can plug all your wonderful outlet doohickey things into it. Any questions on anything so far? I know this is probably not the most exciting one tonight. Ooh, I forgot I added these. My favorite is a favorite of favorites. I like bags, right? So I'm a Think Tank affiliate, so I do work with Think Tank. And on occasion, they surprise me in the mail with fun gifts. And this was one that I got last January that they sent me to test out and get my feedback on. These are the Think Tank EDC pouches. And I did not spell pouches right up top. I just noticed that. Oh, well, who cares? But these are awesome. This is like a catch-all, man, for like, they come in 3 different sizes. I have all 3. I have a very tiny one, a medium-sized one, the real big one. So what you'll see is this, I use this on Route 66 because they unfold. I put my portable hard drives. I use some hard drives that are very thin. They're a portable one. You can literally put it in a shirt pocket. I could put those in there. Those little black strips, I can figure 8 cords up, stick them in there. So everything in here, I carry like a light meter in this and like all my cords to everything. Like my laptop charger was in here with its cord, everything. And they just zip up and they're nice, high quality because it's Think Tank. So then I take those and stick them in a backpack or in luggage or something. And they're just an organizer kind of thing. They did send me the little, they're like little bungee cords, but they're like back in the day, you used to, cinch your coat up, you pinch it and pull it up to keep it in place. They're like that on some like little bungee cords. Those you can use to tie up like cables and anything else too. So these are super cool. I don't remember what they cost. You know what? Let me do something here real quick. I'm going to hop onto a tab. But they are like just a catch-all for everything. I have one that's got cleaning stuff in it. The other one holds just random junk like business cards and things like that. And then I got the big one that holds the whole kit and caboodle from laptop things and so on and so forth. So it looks like they averaged about between $21 and $32 on those. They're super nice. And again, it's Think Tank. I mean, I don't use or recommend gear that is crap. So, and Think Tank is, they've always been my favorite. Not always the cheapest, but I buy one bag that lasts me 6+ years, or I buy a cheap Amazon bag that lasts me 6, 9, 10, 12 months, and then it's gone, and I buy a new one. And then in 2 years, 3 years, I could have just bought one Think Tank bag. And just because I'm affiliate, I'm not plugging them just because I'm an affiliate. I will say that. But no, it's just one of those things. The Think Tank EDC pouches, man. They got a little of everything over at Think Tank. And I'll see another Think Tank here product now, I think, next. No, I know there's another one coming up. So this one, I think this is the most underrated battery in the entire world that I don't even think ProMaster themselves talks about enough. So last year, I reached out to ProMaster and said, hey, I'll throw out a review or something if, I'm curious about these batteries. So they sent me a couple of them. And again, I'm not plugging them just because they gave me a free one. But these are USB-C battery chargers. Or batteries. So they're crazy. They got a USB-C port in them. So not the fastest charging thing. I think, roughly about 4.5 hours to charge. Becky said she got kicked off. Well, I'm glad you're back. But it just plugs the USB-C port, and it plugs right in there. And I can plug it right into a USB-C port on any device, and it will charge. So in a pinch, it's awesome. So if you do need some charge of something, you'll be able to plug them in and kind of go for a little bit and then, put it back in the vehicle, charge it again. Or I've done it from a power bank, I believe, that I had. That battery is running low. I forgot my other battery at home, or I didn't think I needed enough. Plug USB-C, and away it goes and it charges. So I think they make them for almost every like major battery out there. So, but they're very affordable, a little less than your OEM battery. But I will say though, they don't probably last as long as like your Nikon or Canon or Fuji or Sony battery will, but they are nice to have in a pinch. So, yeah, there's something else I was going to say, but no, and like I said, these are like, I don't think talked about enough probably because it's a unique product. To be able to directly charge a battery without having a battery charger, literally just a cable. So, any questions? Somebody's got to have a road trip question for me. I'm kind of not getting to the end, but I'm pretty close. It's only been 23 minutes, but that's okay. Or any other question for that matter. So, come on, load. There we are. I knew I had another Think Tank product. The Think Tank long hauls. These things, I thought when I saw them come out from Think Tank, to be honest, I was like, really? Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, this seems kind of weird. It's not a camera bag. It's a travel bag. But they sent me some for my road trip last May, and by God, I would not leave the house with these for any long road trip now because I got both sizes, and they do everything. I mean, they're a catch-all bag, just like the EDC pouches are for me. They're pretty big. They have a zippered top, which is super nice, so you can zip them shut. They're very, very well built, but you should never have to say Think Tank bags are well built because if you know Think Tank, that's just with everything from them. But what's super cool is they got these dividers that go in, but then they're in these dividers, you can get the little clear pouch. So the last time I went, where was that? South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska last May. It was awesome because I could put socks in one of those, underwear in one, and like t-shirts in another, and roll them up, and they were all organized and they were all in there. So you can see it like in that middle picture, but you can put everything else in there too. I mean, if you got, I don't know, a raincoat, whatever, it's just like a catch-all bag. I had the smaller one had like snacks in it, and then the other one had just random photo gear, you know, things like that. So that was super nice because I could put them in the seat in the back or in the back of the SUV, and everything stays organized. So when you go around a corner, you don't have crap and shit rolling around. Keeps everything like super, super organized. So, and again, well built. It was, I think when I had these, I was only carrying 3 bags into a hotel every time. A small one, the big one, and then my camera bag. So one had clothes, and then I had this miscellaneous catch-all stuff that I didn't want to leave in the vehicle. And then the third one was obviously my regular camera bag. So, you know, super nice to have. There's, I think, 3 different sizes. These, I think, run about $170. So again, Levi says they're color-coded. Actually, that's the pictures of the clothes they put in there. But I like your idea of color coding. It's getting me thinking now. But they should really color code something like that. I should reach out to my contact. I like that idea. But even like duct tape, you can get colored duct tape. But no, they're super cool though. They hold. I mean, literally the possibilities are endless when it comes to what the long hauls do for ability to organize and keep things in. Corey says you could add color tags. That's what I was thinking exactly. But it's super nice because when I had them for clothes, I had half the bag was jeans and like heavier items like that, and then the left side was just these pouches. So super nice. But again, I don't know where Think Tank comes up with these ideas, man, but they've got a lot of people. But the other thing I should mention with Think Tank too is they're designed with actual use in mind, like actually having photographers design these versus a guy who is an engineer, no offense to engineers, who sits there and looks at things like aesthetically and that it's going to work in this way, but has never used a camera probably in their life and how it fits into a bag kind of thing. But these guys do not do that. They are all probably the most functional bags I've ever had. So we're kind of getting it wrapped up here. So I love a good old GPS, don't get me wrong, but couple of years ago, my mom's husband, Scott, drives truck, and he used, I think, his love points he got me the Motor Carrier Road Atlas, which is super nice because it's super detailed and you can beat the hell out of them, and they're laminated. And if you really wanted, you could write on the pages with a dry erase marker. And like literally, like they're super detailed with more information. I think like information about, because obviously truckers need a whole bunch. Corey says, I always love the Atlas, right? Because these things are so detailed, and there's times that you're not going to have cell phone service, or the GPS is about 2 seconds behind and it's like 500 feet, 100, and you're like, is this the turn? And they're like, you've missed it. You're 500 feet past where you need to turn. So always Corey says, but I'm old, LOL. And Corey, I'm that weird one too, because I'm in that stage where I grew up playing in the dirt and the mud, right, and outside, and then I also had a cell phone. So somebody keeps bothering my phone. Oh, Pamela says, are you seeing my Facebook chat? I don't know. Let's look, Pamela. No, I do not see Pamela. I do not see your chat. Huh. That's really weird. Add technology. But I guess if you have a question, Pamela, just text me, right? That's the magic of the interwebs. So I'll just keep my phone propped up here. But yeah, I mean, why not? Like an old Atlas is going to be your saving grace, or sometimes the GPS takes you in weird places and you just need to verify where you're going to be at or what is coming up, and you're not quite trusting of the GPS like myself. How many times have we heard that people follow the GPS into the lake, right? Pamela texted me a question. How do I deal with weather elements, rain? Good question, because Route 66 was rainy for about a solid 16 hours of my day. So for camera gear, I have a emergency rain cover from Think Tank that I bought right before I went on a trip to Glacier National Park, and it showed up a day after I left, and guess what? It downpoured rain the entire day. So I have an emergency rain kit or rain coat thing for the camera. It goes over the lens, wraps up over so you can, not get your camera wet. In a pinch, I always have a trash bag in my camera bag that I can punch a hole in with my finger and stretch it over a lens, and worst case scenario, at bare minimum, do that. God, there's something tech, geez. Optech. Can't believe I remember that. Optech from when I was at PhotoPro. They sell some cheapy ones, but they're super great to have. I think I got some of those in the glove compartment of the truck. Oh, Mary says, I had a GPS take me to a level B road in the winter on a hill. I made it, fortunately. Yeah, because you can't trust the GPS. So the old Atlas will tell you where to go. But yeah, rain is always, it's one of those things in the it can become an issue. Levi says, a hotel shower cap works great in a pinch too. I love it. Yeah, that would definitely work. So yeah, it's one of those things like, there's the ones that I really, really like from Think Tank have a separate eyepiece where your camera eyepiece comes off. It goes on over where your regular camera eyepiece would. And it's got like bungee cord that sucks it all around the body. That's going to be like, if you're going to shoot in the rain all day long and it's not just a quick downpour or a, little pop-up thunderstorm. Those are a lot more expensive, but if I was really going to invest in one, that's probably what I would do. But yeah, so what I did when I was on Route 66, I forgot to bring my rain cover because it wasn't supposed to rain at all anywhere on all the places that I looked and researched, but it happened. So I ended up actually photographing a lot from the car in a couple places. So I just turned the car into a giant tripod. I just moved it to where I wanted to shoot and then I photograph it. But if it's a really light mist and I'm not going to be out there for a very long time, your cameras are weather sealed for the most part on a lot of the upper end models. It can take a little bit of rain, but if you don't have to, don't do it. But it's one of those things. So yeah, back to the old motor carrier Atlas. But again, yeah, there's just a lot more information in an Atlas versus a regular paper map. Plus, paper maps get torn. You fold them enough, and then you can't read them. I don't even know if you can even get a paper map anymore at a rest stop. I know you can buy them, but who wants to buy a map if they're going to use one time? And for me, I would have had to buy 8 separate maps for 8 different states for Route 66. So, an Atlas is going to have everything and more. Ooh. Let's see. I think I'm down to... Is this the last? Oh, yes. Always should have a sensor cleaning kit. I know a lot of people are deathly terrified of cleaning sensors unless you're dunking your camera in water and scrubbing it with a Brillo pad. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I remember the first time I ever did one at PhotoPro, I was shaky and I was dragging it across and you could see the streak marks because everybody terrifies you that you scratch your sensor and you're toast. I have seen a scratch sensor on a couple occasions, but I don't know what they did. I've seen 3 horror stories with sensor cleaning in my day, and that's very minimal, probably less than 1% in all the days I've been shooting. One was I had to clean it at PhotoPro. Somebody went somewhere to a camera store on vacation, and they said, we can clean your sensor. We'll do it for $20. How about that? And she said the guy sprayed something onto the stick and swabbed it, which you don't usually spray it. It's a drip. And it's 2 drips on each side, and you swipe in one direction, you flip it and swipe in the same direction. I don't know what they did, but whatever it was, it took me, I bet you, 2 boxes of swabs to clean that dumb thing, and it cost her a lot of money. Because those things aren't cheap. But it is one of those things you're not going to be scared. Or you shouldn't be scared to do it. You're going to have to really, you don't sit there real hard and jam it and scrub it. Plus if you have the right liquid and the right brand of swab to do it, all you got to do is just put a little bit of pressure down, and when you drag it, it will have a slight bend to it. It's super easy, nothing to be afraid of. But I can't remember this brand here. Pec pads are awesome. They are just a regular like cloth, but they're not for your. They're more to get like oil off like a lens with a good cleaner, and to clean that off first, and then use a camera. Like just a regular lens cloth, because you don't want to get all that crap on your lens cloth and then later. Think of your lens cloth as like a polisher. So the sensor cleaning kit is super nice to have. I probably don't clean my sensor near as enough as I should, but again, I think I was at Rockbrook Camera over in Omaha. They had this basic little kit, comes with a pack of everything, couple swabs, some pec pads, the liquid, and that little pouch for like $30, maybe $40, which in the grand scheme of things is pretty cheap. I don't even know what like lens cleaning sensor cleaning swabs run these days. I hate not having PhotoPro around anymore because I can't keep up on top of everything. I'm kind of just doing a quick Google search. So the ones that I would recommend it's photographic solution sensor swab. Now you have to get the sensor swabs that match the sensor size, full frame, 24 millimeters, things like that, because you want it to cover the entire sensor in one swipe. But looking at it, it looks like a box of, come on, pull up, a box of sensor swabs is probably going to set you back about $40. I don't know why this won't load. Let me look at one other place. I don't know why my internet's so slow. But yeah, the sensor swabs are, like I said, not the cheapest. But you want to get a good quality one, because the good quality ones won't leave lint behind and junk behind, and then you have to. And then I can't reach over my desk. And a good old blower thing. I don't use canned air on cleaning a camera sensor. Oh, right here, the Photographic Solutions Sensor Swab Kit runs like $27. And it comes with 10 pec pads, 4 sensor swabs, and everything for $27. That's not bad. So a box of, doesn't say how many. The Photographic Solutions Type 3 Ultra Swab, that's a $36 kit. Oh, that's because it's a different size. I just want to see their like swabs, but maybe swabs have really come down in price. This is sensor swabs and this solution for about $34. So yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's not bad, because if you go somewhere to have a camera cleaned, like a camera sensor, it's going to be at minimum probably $50, $75. And when you see somebody do it, like, you're like, really? That's what I just paid for? And in theory, I mean, there's a lot to it, and the things are expensive, but you almost have to, like, when you're doing it for somebody, you got to almost like oversell the damn thing. I always hated doing that, but it's not that hard to do it yourself. So, but I think that is the last thing I have on my list tonight for road trippy items. So, as always, but we're not going to wrap this up quite yet. I got some stuff. So next week, I don't remember what we're talking about next week. I'm still trying to figure out this whole new, I'm not going to try to pull it up there on the computer. I know we're going to talk about, not next week, the following week. Oh, next week we're going to talk about, do you really have to be on manual? What about shutter priority, aperture priority? And then the following week it's going to be focus stacking. So that should be fun. And I wanted to talk, so I know Robin bought one, but I had a bunch of people say they were interested in my Route 66 book, so I ordered about 20 of them, and several haven't ordered yet. I don't know if you're just waiting, which is fine. No harm, no foul. If you don't order, that's fine. I'll have extras. But But yes, I've got my final copy. Oh boy, it's all backwards. Of my book, Main Street of America. So, Traversing the Landscape of the American Dream. So, if you're interested, they are available to go out on the website. I don't even know. Oh, look, it's the TP place in Tucumcari, if I pronounce that. If not, Corey will correct me. So, yeah, I've got copies of that. It's $45 and then like $8, $9-ish for shipping. So, let's see. Let's find something else fun in here. Oh, I just found it. Oh, my friend Ruben over at Valentine Station. Follow him on Facebook. Whoop, I'm getting too close. And he's also on YouTube. And he's actually going to start doing some lives. Ruben's super cool. I have a phone call with Ruben tomorrow. And then I think next Friday, he's going to do an interview with me. Let's talk about that too. So obviously, if some of you don't know, thank you, Corey. If some of you don't know, I mentioned a little bit ago, I am now writing for F-Stoppers. I am a staff writer, so which is super cool. So I think my first one posts in a couple days. They're dropping another one, I think, the following week. So you'll probably see at minimum about 4 articles from me a month. So if you want to go support me in some magical, fancy way, all you got to do is go over and click my articles and read them. That's all you need to do. That's how we get paid, by views. Imagine that. What else with that? So I got a bunch of stuff doing that. I believe July 30th. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that the Beginner Photography Podcast with Raymond, we did that interview, I don't know, the 6th of June. That should go live, I think, July 30th. So we'll kind of talk about book projects and things like that. So that's super cool. What else is coming up? If you happen to be a member of Professional Photographers of America, and you get their magazine, their monthly magazine that comes in with your subscription, they actually contacted me and saw some of my Route 66 photos through Think Tank and did a quick little interview with me. So I've got about 3 photos in the August issue of that. That's pretty cool. I used to get that in the mail, and I was like, someday I'm going to be in that magazine. That should be fun. I thought, yeah, whatever. And they reached out to me. So that's super cool. What else is going on? I got a couple book signings coming up. I'll have one at Prairie Lights in July, I believe. No, August. Sorry. Prairie Lights in Iowa City will be in August. I'm going to have one with Swamp Fox Books in Marion at the Marion Public Library in July. So go out and look at their 2 pages. They'll have it. Excuse me. I'm just going to pull photos from the book, kind of do a quick photo talk about my favorite and kind of why I do what I do. So that will be fun. If you want to come over that, I believe that's on like a Thursday night. They'll be on Thursday or Friday nights because that's my night off. Levi says head bug net saved us on our trip this last week, and the mosquitoes were brutal, and they packed very small. Yes. It's funny you bring that up because my friend Jeff and I went, probably 5 or 6 years ago now to the Cedar River at night to photograph on this trail. Oh my God. You turn any light on and we were eaten alive. It was horrible. Mary says, where do you get the head bug nets? And look, Levi says you can get them about anywhere. Go to a camping store. Yeah. Dick's, Amazon, or not Dick's. Dick's is worthless for anything anymore. Shields is what I meant. So yeah, even a quick Google search of like bug head net, things like that. Look, yes, Corey says camping section of Walmart or Cabela's. So trying to think what else is coming up. It's kind of been a packed full summer. So I don't know. So anybody got any rando questions or just even road trippy questions that you want to ask me? Because I'll stay on here for another 5 or 10 minutes if you want. We have nothing else to do. But as always, thank you guys. I always enjoy having everybody come over. We're averaging about 12 people. So if you want, it would be greatly appreciated. Feel free to share all this stuff with your family and friends and all the other photographers you know. And if you have not already joined the Photographers Lounge on Facebook, I'm pretty happy so far with our interactions. People posting photos and people are interacting. That's the biggest part of these communities is interaction, and a lot of people don't. So I know Corey's posted some photos for the challenges. There's been several. So yeah, if you haven't, just don't be afraid to ask questions in there as well. So, but any road trip questions or photographic questions at all, I was just looking out the window, looking at like the light. I don't know. I can't tell. It's a crack what it looks like, but. And I am pondering a YouTube channel. Like I need something else to do, but all this stuff goes out to Facebook, as you know. So, Corey said heading to the PNW in July. Never been. I'm assuming that's the Pacific Northwest. Correct me if I'm wrong, Corey. That has been on my list too. Mary says, what is the f-stop page you are writing so I can like it? So actually, it's a website. It's fstoppers.com. So FSTOPPERS.com. I had to think about that. Oh, good. Corey says yes. Yeah, it's on my list. I want to go up in the winter up there when no one's around, but then it's a rainy season. And I don't like to photograph in the rain and be wet and cold. But then in the summer, it's super nice and everybody's up there and, double-edged sword. But Michigan is on my list too. I don't know why. Michigan, Iceland's on my list too, but I don't know if I'll ever do that. But I say that a lot. Who knows? What else? Any other questions? Somebody's got to ask me at least one question. Oh, come on. No questions are dumb questions. Corey says we shall see how it goes. He'll be super excited to see what you get, Corey. So you just tell me how great and where to go like you did on Route 66, and then I'll just go and then go off that. You need to write like a blog, Corey, on your travels. Where to stay, not to stay, and what else to do. But, Levi says my favorite road trip snack. Oh, God. Favorite road trip snack. I like to snack in general. That's why I've probably packed on a few pounds again for all this snacking that I do on trips lately. Oh, boy. I would say my favorite road trip snack when I'm traveling is I try to find things I can't get in Iowa at home. So for the longest time, Corey says peanut M&Ms. I'm a peanut butter M&M guy, but I will eat. I'll eat peanut butter M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, and then I just stay away from chocolate ones. I don't know. It's not my favorite. But anything, Levi, that I can't get at home. So I was super excited when I just opened the book and showed you the TP Curio place. And Levi says beef jerky is mine. That would probably be a better version for me because it's got protein. I wouldn't get so hungry. But I was looking forever, and I finally found Stuckey's Candy, the pecan logs on Route 66. So, and I did some of that. Levi says jerky is a good one. And Connie says, do I have a concern leaving gear in excess heat or cold in the vehicle? Good question. Cold doesn't scare me as much as heat because your camera has lubrication in it. And I have seen, and it's not proven fact. Corey says that those were delicious too. All that Stuckey's, it is. But it's not a proven fact, but I'm a firm believer that obviously every oil, you'll see your camera, if you look at your camera manual, it'll have an operating temperature. So I'm just curious. So I'm going to do Nikon Z6 II operating temperature. And according to the internet, the Nikon Z6 II mirrorless camera can operate in temperatures ranging from 32 degrees to 104 degrees and humidity levels of 85% or less, as long as there's no condensation. That's what the internet says. So, like I said, heat bothers me more than cold because your camera lubricants will get thin, right? Because the heat, and then they start to liquefy. And I have seen people with splattered oil inside their camera that was not a D610 from Nikon that had that issue. And that is the only thing I could come up with because they said they left it in a really hot vehicle. Anytime if you go really cold, obviously you can get lubricants or things could they're not as loose. So you're putting more strain on the camera. The biggest thing is with heat, cold is, or heat to cold, cold to heat. So you want to leave it in your camera bag and bring it in or take it out to the vehicle. So if my cameras are all sitting in cold air, if I take them out into the truck, if it's a hot day, you'll instantly get condensation. Not a good thing for the camera. You may not get it on the outside, but it may get it on the inside, and water and electronics, not good. So I try to keep it within a normal thing, but I don't leave my, even when I'm fully 100%, 1000% insured on camera gear, I just don't push the limits. Like, I will not leave it in the vehicle just because of theft issues in general. But you know, I try not to leave it in extreme cold and extreme heat. Paul says, will I be shooting fireworks on the July 4th? I really don't know. I actually have the 4th of July off this year because it falls on my day off. I'm not a real fireworks shooter. I don't know. It's just never gotten me all like terribly excited. So sometimes I do. It seems like every 4 or 5 years I will. But downtown Cedar Rapids, no, because it's so packed. But there's a nice spot that I've been to before on the backside of 380, kind of where Mr. Levi took a time lapse. I think if Levi's still on here, you can correct me if it was not. But yeah, everybody's got to go out and check out Levi's stuff. Levi's got some really good shit. And I love his time lapses. So the one, the time lapse from Cedar Rapids that he did was super cool. So I like seeing Levi's work. Let's see. Yeah, because I don't know exactly if I remember if Levi, if you're still here, where that's where it was, but I feel like you're on the backside of 380 shooting towards Mays Island, which to you, none of that makes sense probably. Kind of by Quaker Oats. That's a really good spot, Paul. I had a fireworks picture there several years ago where I had boats in the water because people ride their, oh, you're welcome, Levi. But that's got a pretty good space because you can get kind of like the skyline of Cedar Rapids. And when you're downtown, though, with fireworks, it's just too crowded and you can't get close enough and you got to shoot super wide. And I don't know. There's some other, I think there's better places. I'd love to see fireworks from Mount Trashmore, but I don't think they opened it up for that. So, but any other questions before I wrap things up? We had a slew of questions there at a minute, and that's wonderful. Let's ask me 2 more questions. Let's do that. I'll give you a number to shoot for too, because I like answering questions. I really should do a Q&A once a month, but oh, this weekend is Coffee and Clicks too. Don't forget. So over at Edgewood Scooters. Oh yeah, Levi says that was a neat spot. I almost stopped over by the brewery there. Yes, Big Grove. I don't think Big Grove is worth the 2-hour wait they wanted us to sit one night. Food's okay. Beer's okay. Probably more hype for me than anything, but still a good place to eat and drink. Just not one of my top favorites. Big Grove's new, Levi. That just popped up. You should have gone to the Pickle Palace and played pickleball. Any other questions? No. Come on. I can just feel the universe says somebody has a burning question. If not, that is fine. We'll wrap it up. Kind of curious to see what the sunset looks like. So is Dawn? I don't know. Dawn must not be on here tonight. Dawn's usually on here. So, well, okay. Well, no questions. So we will wrap it up. So thank you as always. I enjoy putting these on each week, and I look forward to next week and seeing you all there. So everybody have a wonderful night.